It is football playoff season, and we are
Yes,
officially on the road to state, presented by Raising Cane's. Welcome in to the Road to State Football Show. I am the editor-in-chief of Colorado Preps, Dan Mohrmann. Along with me is the editor-in-chief of Mile High Sports Magazine, Doug Ottewill. Dougie, it's time, man. We've gone through.
We're on the road.
We are on the road to state. Both road. The road, depending on which one you're on, leads to either Pueblo or Fort Collins, and we will be with you the entire way.
It also always kind of leads to Cane's, Raising Cane's.
Well, I mean, it's the road to also goes through.
Right. Or right.
The road
by,
to state goes through Raising Cane's.
Yeah, absolutely.
As far as Colorado Preps is concerned. So every Tuesday night, we will be at a Raising Cane's location across Colorado to bring you kind of football playoff updates. And we're going to chat with teams. We've got some TCA Titans in the house. I'm expecting some Palmer Ridge Bears to wander in here at some point. It's going to be a fun night, Dougie.
Yeah. I mean, this place is awesome. It's got the vibe of a high school football team that's about ready to, mow down on some chicken and then go play some football.
That's right. We are at 7585 North Academy Boulevard in Colorado Springs. And guys, you got to do game day Cane's way. Whether you're tailgating or cheering from the couch, fuel your crew with Raising Cane's. We're talking hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and the MVP of every bite, cane sauce. Don't forget those jugs of freshly brewed tea and freshly squeezed lemonade to keep the squad refreshed. Big plays, big flavor. It's how Cane's does game day. So rally your team and make your next tailgate a touchdown. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love. Both of these teams, TCA and Palmer Ridge, the teams we've invited down here, have recently played for state championships. Palmer Ridge got to Canvas Stadium in Fort Collins 2 years ago. TCA got to I say CSU-P, but the Thunderwolves were quite good last year, so that game was moved to Dutch Clark Stadium. They won that state title game last year. They're both number 3 seeds in their respective brackets, and we're looking forward to chatting with some of those with head coach Justin Rich. We see him over there, and he's brought some of his guys. Real excited for that conversation. But let's set the table real quick, Dougie, because we're not just focusing on 2A and 4A at these shows, or whichever specific Canes we're at. We're focusing on all the football playoffs. The 5A and 4A brackets are made up each of 24 teams, with the top 8 seeds in each bracket getting a bye. The 2A, 1A, 8-man, 6-man, and then eventually 3A. The 3A bracket gets released next week. Those are all 16 teams. Every team's in action in the first round. Top 4 seeds in 4A: Cherry Creek, Ralston Valley, Mountain Vista, Legend. The top 4.
That's loaded.
That's a loaded top 4.
Oh,
and in case that's not bad enough, Valor Christian sits at number 5.
Exactly. That's top heavy, man. Well, that's actually, you can go almost 8-10 deep in 5A, I think. But yeah, your top 4, top 5, that's tall cotton right there.
That's right. I mean, it doesn't get much better down at 4A. Your top 5 seeds are Dakota Ridge, Montrose, the Palmer Ridge Bears, which we'll hopefully see here in a little bit, and then the Durango Demons from the southwest corner. Their 2 losses this year were to Palmer Ridge and to Montrose. So your 4 seed has only lost to 2 teams directly above them.
Yeah, well, and that's how it should be. I mean, this is where the cream rises, and that 4A bracket, man, that's a pretty exciting bracket. There's a lot of storylines within that one.
Yeah, that's right. Doesn't get any easier down in the 2A field. Undefeated Strasburg is number 1. Undefeated Wellington is number 2. Undefeated TCA is number 3. And if you're not sensing a theme, right, they're right here in the house. If you're not sensing the theme, undefeated Brush sits at number 4.
The Beat Diggers.
The top 4 seeds in 1A. Buena Vista sits at number 1. How'd they get to number 1, Dougie?
They beat Lyman, number 2.
They beat number 2 Lyman. Burlington comes in at number 3, and then Centauri comes in at number 4. Your top 4 seeds in 8-man are Akron, Paxton. Those 2 teams met earlier in the year, and of course they met in the state title game last year with Paxton getting the win in the state title game. Akron got the win just a few weeks ago. Undefeated McClave sits at number 3, a team that you're kind of high on coming into these playoffs.
I like them.
And then Sanford, the newly christened Mustangs, or newishly christened Mustangs, they sit at number 4. We move to the 6-man ranks. Your top 4 seeds are Idalia, Stratton, Cheyenne Wells, and Pete's. Backyard football at its finest. That state championship.
And all those names are familiar. If you know 6-man football, you know that every year all 4 of those teams are right there in the mix.
That's right. Idalia and Stratton have met this year. Idalia got the win. Stratton and Cheyenne Wells have played this year. Stratton got the win. And then Pete's has been right there in the mix. It's been just a fantastic season across all classifications. And I know you've had a chance to look through the brackets. I've been studying the brackets since they came out. Dougie, whose road to state is most intriguing to you?
Well, I mean, the 5A and the 4A brackets, I think, are just loaded. I think you could watch pretty much any first-round matchup, even though those don't include the top seeds, and just be entertained in any of those bracket first-round matchups. But the one that I'm kind of looking at, and I go down a couple levels to the 1A bracket, because you've got number 1 Buena Vista, number 2 Lyman, and they met earlier in the season. As you mentioned, Buena Vista handed the Badgers their first and only loss of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And really, in my mind, it's 1 and 2. They're on a crash course. I want to see that rematch. I think that, you know, with no disrespect to anyone else in the 1A bracket, I really want to see that rematch. That was such a good game, played at home for Buena Vista. I think a neutral field makes it even closer. It was close there. And both of those schools, great programs, very physical, big teams. I want to see a rematch. So I'm watching that bracket, and while we don't root for anybody, I'd love to see that rematch.
I was talking to Andrew Stossmeister, a friend of ours that we had on the program on the Colorado Prep Show presented by Upswing a few weeks ago. And I bumped into him at a volleyball tournament over the weekend. And one of the things that he reinforced to me is that when Buena Vista is at its best, he doesn't think anyone can block them defensively.
They're big.
I need you to think about that, because from summer camps, Mike O'Dwyer has been telling you how big that offensive line is for the Badgers.
It's big on big, good on good. I mean, both of those lines, offense and defense for both teams, are just massive. I mean, you know, it reminds you of some of those old Valor Christian teams that Christian McCaffrey ran behind, just big kids everywhere.
D1 offensive lineman there behind or in front of Christian, I should say. But that would be a fantastic matchup. That game, of course, came down to a late touchdown pass in the closing minute of the game, I want to say. Both of those programs travel really well. So if you're getting to
great
Pueblo,
environment if it happens.
And it would be the first game of that championship Saturday. And it would just be a great atmosphere, because they'll all be kind of building that anticipation. Speaking of championship Saturday, Dougie, and I guess we should have mentioned this off the top of the show, the road to state will end at championship Saturday for most classifications. 8-man and 6-man will play Friday night. I believe that's November 28th, whichever Friday is before 1A and 2A. But those 2 Saturdays, the road to state ends with a championship Saturday kickoff show. Think college game day style atmosphere. That's what we're looking forward to. That's what we'll be doing on Saturday of game day. We want to entertain fans, cheerleaders, bands, anyone. Come on down, join the fun. That's going to be something that we're really looking forward to on championship Saturday. My most intriguing road to state, I actually have to look at the 4A ranks. And I got to be careful if any Palmer Ridge kids have walked in, because those Broomfield Eagles, Dougie, that's going to be a very interesting road to state. We know that quarterback Matthew Marilat is out for the year. An unfortunate non-contact knee injury suffered a couple weeks ago, but running back Cassius Clarvo has been outstanding
just
for the Eagles.
Baby.
And he's going to have to grow up really, really fast.
But he's a freshman and he's doing this already. So will he? I think he can.
And let's see what he's made of on a stage like that. So, of course, they have a first-round bye. If they win their first game, regardless of who they play, they get a quarterfinal matchup with the Palmer Ridge Bears, of course, if Palmer Ridge wins their first playoff game. And that's a heavyweight slugfest in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the thing with the 4A bracket. I mean, you talk about Montrose, you talk about Dakota Ridge, Broomfield, who was ranked in the top 3 for most of the year. Before losing to Riverdale Ridge. There's some heavy hitters there in the top 4 seeds, and Broomfield just kind of was on the outside looking in, still get the bye, but yeah, that's why a quarterfinal matchup like that is possible.
That's right. And we're going to get into all that, of course, as the brackets play out over the coming weeks, Dougie. We're going to take a quick break here in a second, but when we come back, we're going to welcome in TCA head coach Justin Rich. He's brought a few of his guys, so we're going to either let him or let them decide who's going to join the fray as well.
I was talking of seeing which kid has the best, speech and debate resume.
Yeah, that's exactly what you're looking at.
They already have playoff
style hair hair situations going on. We've got one side completely bleached, one side still nice and dark.
Right.
So,
and they've eaten approximately 37 chickens already.
That's right.
Yeah.
Are we talking each or total?
Total.
Okay.
Whole chickens.
It's going to be great. So we do have a trivia question for these TCA Titans because we've got some giveaway stuff. They're not paying attention to us right now, so we're going to have to ask them during the commercial break. But just to let everyone at home get an idea, 2 TCA alums are kickers in the NFL. The Carlson brothers, Anders and Daniel. One kicks for the Raiders. I believe that's Anders, and then Daniel kicks for the Saints. The question for those kids for a chance to win the Colorado Preps gift bag, which includes 2 tickets to the state championship games.
Gift bag. I kind of want to be eligible, even though I'm not.
No, you're not. No giveaways to staff allowed. I do see Palmer Ridge head coach Zach Carlton just walked in. He's going to go rub some elbows, so we'll have him here as well. But we'll take a quick. Oh, the trivia question. See, we're getting distracted when we're on location at Raising Cane's. It doesn't help when Danny Bailey's also laughing and can't really keep us on point. But the question for them is, which brother has kicked the longer field goal in the NFL? Anders or Daniel? I'll get your answer off camera just so we don't spoil the fun for everyone else. But, the Road to State presented by Raising Cane's. We'll be right back after this.
This is Tim Anderson of Gordon Insurance, and we are proud to support all of our area athletes. With offices in Lyman, Callahan, Flagler, Sterling, and Kit Carson, we offer all types of insurance, including home, auto, commercial, farm, crop, life, bonds, and workman's compensation. We are independent and thus can offer you multiple choices of companies, not just one. Call or visit the office near you, and one of our agents can take care of you. See all of our contact information by going to www.gordonins.com or call me at 719-740-1361.
When I go to court, these aren't my clients, these are my friends. These are people that I believe in, and they have one shot, just one shot for justice. If they've come to me and we've gotten to trial, their life has been turned upside down in some awful way. And I am their only hope. I need to be their champion, to quote Prince Oberyn from Game of Thrones. They need someone in this trial by combat that can fight for them. I'm all they have. So if I haven't put the time in, if I haven't trained, if I haven't humbly looked in the mirror and thought about ways I can be better, and I don't present my best self in court, then I failed them. And that's what motivates me as a trial lawyer, because when this is over, that client goes home. And if I haven't done my best for him, I haven't been his champion, then I've failed.
Raising Cane's invites you to grab life by the chicken fingers. So get out there. Be you. Do you. Embrace whatever makes you, you. All while enjoying Raising Cane's hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and that secret recipe cane sauce that makes everything that much better. So go on. Savor the day.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
There are those who say the modern world has made us lose touch with places like this. We say, that depends on what you're driving.
Welcome on back to the Road to State presented by Raising Cane's. I'm the editor-in-chief of Colorado Preps, Dan Mohrmann. Along with me is the editor-in-chief of Mile High Sports Magazine, Doug Ottewill. And the guy to my left is a guy that has some fresh jewelry after last year. TCA head coach Justin Rich. Coach, thanks for coming down. Thanks for bringing some of your guys. We really like seeing everyone come down and get ready for the playoffs.
No, this is great. Colorado Preps, Mile High Sports, everything. It makes high school football a lot of fun and kind of a big deal. The kids love it. The fans love it. The coaches love it. You guys are doing a great job.
We appreciate that. Yeah, we appreciate that. If you remember, I followed you guys out to Basalt last year because I thought that semifinal game was pretty much going to be the state championship game. Yeah. And then you went ahead and stressed me out for another 4 quarters down at Dutch Clark. But
well, if you remember, you were disappointed. You told me after the game of Basalt, you were disappointed that we were up 14-0 early. I thought it wasn't going to be an exciting game.
and they fought.
They're a heck of a team. Carl does a great job out there.
And they have a big task on their hands this weekend too. They go to Strasburg, who's the number 1 seed on the bracket.
Well, playing Basalt is hard, especially the first time. The first time we played and we lost at home 14-7. And they if they get a lead, they just lean on you.
Well, and they like to run the ball. They're very old school. It's one of those things that I found out about those Western Slope teams is that they don't have the personnel to run, a spread style offense like a Palmer Ridge does or anything like that. So they lean on a lot of old school physical football. If they can run for 4 or 5 yards a carry, that's how they're going to try and beat you. We know that you're going to have a guy that's going to try and beat you that way, except he runs for more like 8 or 9 yards a carry this weekend.
It's cold out there. They got to run it like that.
Well, it hasn't been cold yet, but as we get into everything, I mean, I wanted to start with you by saying there's no buys for the small guys, except you guys are coming off a bye week. As you unfortunately, Mitchell had to forfeit their final regular season game, but with the makeup of the 2A bracket being 16 teams, are you happy to get going after a situation like that, or would you like to see a situation because you're going to 24 teams next year?
Well, yeah, and like nobody really asks us coaches. I know the ADs have a little bit of a vote, and then I think the conferences vote based on that. Our kids like to play football, and we don't control the league that CHSAA puts us in. We would have preferred to play football last week, and if you're playing really well going in the playoffs, you kind of want to keep it rolling, But we'll see what happens next year. Sometimes you have some injuries, sometimes you're a little bit beat up, but it's hard to use a bye week well, and this season was tough because we had a bye week and then a forfeit, so 2 weeks off, and then another bye week we really didn't want. So it's kind of been hard to get going again every time.
I was going to say, is it hard to get in rhythm when those are the cards you've been dealt?
Yeah, but we got smart kids, we got good kids. They do the right thing. They practice hard. So it's trying to put them in situations in practice, which is almost like game like. So yeah, we're blessed. We're blessed where we're at, blessed to have the kids we have, and we work hard. So they trust us, we trust them, and it seems to be working.
You guys have had so many close calls in championships or playoff games and championship games and everything. And last year you kind of break through. What do you learn as a coach, and what did your players learn finally? Is that a monkey off your back situation where maybe that pressure's off when you get into this situation?
Yeah, it's so hard to win a championship at any level and like any seeding, anything like that, because everything has to work so well, and so many weird games, and even the way we won last year, so a lot of weirdness. But it's having the faith in each other and having the faith in your teammates to play 48 minutes and hope that something wacky may happen for good or for bad, and we've had it go both ways. We lost a rifle late in a state championship game, and Delta a couple times had a chance to throw it in the end zone and get a victory. That
was almost a walk-off safety, wasn't that? Wasn't that the deal?
Oh yeah, well that was a
quarterfinal game.
Yeah, that was more recently. Yeah, we held them to punt it to us, and all we had to do was get into overtime, and who knows what happens at that point. Yep, walk-off safety, 7 seconds left.
Does it make your job easier when you finally, kind of clear that hurdle and you've got some kids coming back that also did it and they're able to bring the younger kids along? Does it make your job easier as a coach to kind of say, this is what has to happen for us to win it all?
Yeah, and the kids have been great, and the kids, like I said, I think the kids trusted our coaching staff, and they work hard. The weird thing is we've been working at this a long time, and we've been close, and you win one, and you're like hardly even had time to enjoy it, and they're like, "You gonna win it again?"
What kind of people would ask you a question like that?
I was like, most games we go into, our intent is to end up with more points than the other team. So yes, even when it doesn't look like it, we're trying to win it.
Hayden Gustafson and Jackson Schiffler, two kids that have played key roles on this state for that state title run. How beneficial is it to have those kind of kids back this year, especially with the top of that 2A bracket as loaded as it is?
Yeah, both are really good.
Are they both here? I know Hayden's here.
Hayden's here. Jackson's brother has some leave from the Merchant Marine Academy, so Fantastic. They're enjoying their time watching the Avalanche tonight.
Well, look at that. Where's Nate Lundy? He's around here somewhere. We should have given him Nate's tickets.
Yeah, big abs guy.
Nate's a big abs guy. Bring Hayden over here if you can. We got to talk to some key players. He was a big special teams contributor at that Basalt game, if I remember.
Were you returning punts against Basalt last year?
Against Basalt, second half I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
So-
I think you had a big one, didn't you?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
You think
Medved.
so? You
I
don't
think I
remember
did.
these things?
I
Hayden Gustafson joins the program. Hayden, what do you remember most from last year? Just that playoff run and especially where it ended with that state championship.
mean, just like that journey throughout all the struggles and everything. It's just a fun time, fun experience, and everything.
You guys have had a little time off to watch some film. Dan and I were talking yesterday about your matchup with Florence, and you've got this kid, Noah Howard, quarterback, that's running for 254 yards a game. Obviously, you've got a chance to study him a little bit. What's kind of the game plan? When you have a kid, when he told me those stats, I was like, that doesn't even seem real. Obviously, a big weapon, but how do you guys plan to stop him?
Well, it's going to be boring. We're going to keep him inside of us and in front of us.
Okay.
But that's hard to do. I think he's got to be the most dynamic player in 2A that we've seen. I haven't talked to Coach Nix. I would presume he's got to be, even as they finish third place, second or third in their league, he's got to be the Tri-Peaks player of the league. We haven't seen Lamar except on film, but he's something else. And Coach Nix does such a good job offensively and defensively of, no matter what he has, putting those kids in the best position to win. He's from the Baderis line. If he had his way, he'd be in I formation. So he's done a heck of a job. And we had him like 2 months ago. When we play him on Saturday, it'll be like 2 months and 2 days since we played him the first time. And just to watch the way that they've evolved, he's done a great job.
How trickier does it make it that he is the quarterback, that he can throw when he needs to?
And he's got a really good receiver, Lozano, that does a good job getting open and catching in traffic. It's one of those things where you almost have to, it's like patting your head and rubbing your belly at the same time. The front half has to do their job, the back half has to do their job, and everybody just has to trust both sides, because you're playing two levels almost every play.
Hayden, you're a big part of the state championship last year. What's been your message to the guys that were younger, maybe that didn't get to play as much, or maybe that are new this year in terms of a varsity player? What's your message to them as you head into this bracket trying to repeat?
I think that it's just working hard in practice. Our practice is a big part of how we play. And I think for the young guys, we have a lot of them, and they just got to work hard during practice to give us a great scout team.
All right, so here's what I hope you remember, because I pulled up this story because, as I reminded Coach Rich, some idiot got in his car and drove all the way out to Basalt because I thought that was going to be the state title game with you guys, and then you made me work hard in Pueblo anyway. But you intercepted Carson Snyder on the first offensive play of the game, and that really set the tone for you guys. So as great of football memories as you've had, over the course of your career, how does something like that stick out at you, that you're in a semifinal game? It's very much that do or die situation, and you are the thing that ignites that spark.
I think that the ignite was almost the kick return from Zach Mediavilla, starting off the game.
Also in that story, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
great chronicling of that game
Yeah, I think
on
that
ColoradoPreps.com.
it was a great start. We up 14-0 in like the first 30 seconds or something like that. And it was just a great way to start the game and leave no doubt to where we're going the rest of the season, this season, and in the state game last year.
See, Hayden's a seasoned media pro. You can't just throw him a question and expect him to just take all of the glory. He's going to dish it off to teammates, just like they do.
That's right. That's what they train them to do.
That's right.
I've got one more question for you, and then I have an assignment for you to take back to your guys, because you guys weren't paying attention in the first segment. No one's paying attention to us. But and we had Coach Peoples on our program yesterday when we broke down the brackets, and I kind of had to ask him the same thing, where it was, very late in that game, there was the fumble, the near fumble. It was whoever won that game was a deserving state champion, and I will stand on a hill and scream that. And it's unfortunate that that something like that has to be talked about. But what does that teach you guys, being on the benefit or on the good side of it, just in terms of making sure that you're not leaving anything to chance, that you don't want it to come down to whether or not it's a bad call, but just one play like that? How have you as players kind of learned from a situation like that?
I think that one play doesn't really define a team. I think that a team is defined by the entire game. And sure, sometimes the refs might change what could have happened or what could happen, but it goes both ways. And so I think that overall our team doesn't really look back on the fumble and be like, that defined us. That was just one play. Our team bounced back and yeah.
I mean, you still had to score the touchdown.
Yeah.
And that's a very important piece of that story is you know, that game wasn't over because of that call. You still had to go out and execute, and you guys did. So we're looking forward to it. I think your guys' first round game is the most intriguing to me in all of 2A because of what Florence can do on offense and what you guys, for better or worse, are expected to do in terms of defending your state title. Are you excited for that?
Yeah, I'm excited. I think it'll be fun. It'll be a fun game, trying to contain on everything and just limit them.
We're looking forward. If I'm in town on Friday, I haven't decided where I'm going yet, but I may pop into the stadium and check that one out.
We're Saturday at 1:30.
Saturday at 1:30. See, I also haven't looked at brackets or times yet. I'm trying to get, I haven't thought ahead past this show. So that's been my task for today. So your assignment, we have a trivia question for a giveaway. Okay. It's that black Colorado Prep swag bag, but included in that, they won't be in there, but we will be giving away a pair of tickets to the state championship game for you guys. So if you win, or if anyone at the table wins, tickets for mom and dad, brother, sister, someone. So we got a pair of tickets to give you guys if you're the winner. What we're going to do is this trivia question, have everyone tear off a piece of paper, write their name, write their answer. Okay. Your question: TCA has 2 alums kicking in the NFL right now. Okay.
Yep.
Anders and Daniel Carlson.
Yeah.
Which one has the career longest field goal between the two of them? Who's kicked a longer field goal?
All right.
So
good.
No Googling, no cheating. We're gonna do this on the up and up.
At TCA or in the NFL?
In the NFL.
Okay.
Good question.
That's actually a very good question.
That's a question.
Because I actually think the
Dan.
answer is different.
If the answer is different, then I know it.
Okay. Well, then we'll figure that out. I can't thank you guys enough, both of you and the entire team. Thanks to TCA for coming down to Raising Cane's. Coach, if you can do me a favor and go tell Coach Carlton to meander his way over here, we'd appreciate that. We'll get him for a few minutes, and
we appreciate you doing this. It's
best
been
of
fun.
luck, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, we will.
Best of luck to you this weekend.
Yeah, we'll
And
be
beyond.
watching. Yep. Well, that hopefully.
Yeah, exactly.
So good luck, guys. Thank you so much.
You.
That was TCA head coach Justin Rich, Hayden Gustafson from TCA. Florence, Dougie, that's going to be a fun one.
That's going to be a really
Saturday
good
at
matchup.
1:30.
And I do like the fact that they've had a lot of time actually to watch a lot of film, and they look at a kid like Noah Howard and say, okay, this is the assignment. We're going to stop this kid. And that's just how they approach it. And it was kind of fun to hear coach's answers. Go, it's going to be really boring. Stay around him. Stay in front of him. I like it. It's
but
the simplicity of football, right?
Boring football sometimes is like
winning football.
Is winning football. So
ask Sean Payton. Coach, how you doing?
Coach, this is entering the fray right now. Entering the frame is Palmer Ridge head coach Zach Carlton. Let you get that headset on. Zach, you have the luxury of more or less taking it easy this week.
Yeah,
I bet he doesn't see it that way.
Yeah. I don't know if we all see it that way.
Do you take it easy this week?
You know, we still practice. We really this week get back to fundamentals and putting our guys in a lot of situational football stuff that we might not run into in the regular season. So we definitely it's not an off week for us. We're still dialed in. We're still ratcheting up details and all that stuff.
All right. How much attention are you paying to what's going on with the matchup that you're going to get?
Yeah,
Where you guys go?
I think we have eyes on it. Obviously, both really good teams that we can run into between Loveland and Mesa Ridge. we already saw Mesa Ridge during the regular season, really talented group. And then Loveland has been doing good stuff since I've been at Palmer Ridge. So,
and there's you mentioned the game earlier this year with Mesa Ridge. There is a history there with Loveland.
Mhm.
And you were not the head coach at that time, but is there, for those who don't know, I mean, that was the 2020 state championship game, the COVID year down at CSU-Pueblo. And I mean, Loveland threw a grand total of 0 passes,
Mhm.
and Zach Rakowski was just outstanding. So
Oh, yeah.
how much of that, does anything like that still linger within the program? Is that anything that if you see Loveland, can we use that as motivation?
So we actually lost them as well in the semifinals in 22, I want to say. And you know, those opportunities for us and those experiences for us, it just ultimately allows us to learn at the end of the day. And I think we've gotten better from those experiences with Loveland.
I think among all the classifications, you see the most variety in terms of style of play in 4A. How does that change your job, make going into state? I mean, you have somebody like Montrose who just runs, and then you have other teams, you know, maybe like Broomfield, that's a little more of a balanced attack. How do you approach the state playoffs knowing you're going to see all these kind of things?
Yeah, I think it's really important, even before you get the playoffs, to make sure your systems set you up for success where it doesn't matter necessarily who you go against. We challenge ourselves offensively and defensively to make sure our schemes are flexible enough to whatever we're seeing, we're going to be able to handle.
The most adversity that I think you guys have faced this year has really been injuries.
Mhm.
Knox Tinlin and Cole Harris have both been playing really well at quarterback. So how beneficial is that for you as a coach, knowing you have that kind of stability at the position, and with the offensive line that you guys have that could probably eat this place out of chicken on any given night? How, you know, does that help you sleep a little bit better now that you're in a win or go home situation?
Yeah, I think, well, first off, I think our offense coordinator, Coach Grobe, does a great job with just our offense in general, where he's going to cater everything to whoever's in. It's going to be built for those kids at the end of the day, and whatever they're good at, and whatever we need to build for those kids to be successful, we're going to do it. So like really it's a hats off to him on being able to be flexible with whatever tools he has, for lack of better words. And then, yeah, the offensive line has been a great benefit for us. Obviously, that's a great group of guys, hardworking group, where we're able to do a lot of fun things on the offense side of the ball because of them.
Dan mentioned that the amount of chicken that they could potentially eat. There's a rumor going around here that you guys have chicken from here before every game, and you're undefeated. Truth or rumor?
We do get chicken from Canes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they can put it away, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's a big bill for the you got an offensive line like that, and say, hey guys, have some chicken.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you're a restaurant owner, you can put that on a resume. Palmer Ridge football is undefeated when eating chicken at my restaurant.
Yeah.
With you guys have had so many big wins, a lot of blowout wins. I look at the Durango game. That was a 21-7 win. I ventured up there and was there for the first half. No one made any ground in the second.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the things I get frustrated with you guys about. That I want to see some entertainment. You guys your goal is to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at a game like that and you know that that's a top 4 team in the playoffs, what do you need to see competition early? How do you set competition, on a bye week? How do you make sure that these guys are kind of in that mode where they need to compete and not go into the playoffs thinking anything's a given just because of what you guys have done in the regular season?
Yeah, I think it kind of goes back to what we talked about scheme-wise on both sides of the ball with our practice habits, making sure that they're competitive and we're putting them in spots where it's a one-on-one scenario, or, hey, we're going to put the offense in a 3rd and short scenario. We got to pick it up. Same thing with the defense side of the ball. So kind of really just how we're working on a weekly basis, I think sets us up for those kind of games.
We're here on one of the warmest days, I think, in the history of Colorado Novembers. But I've been on your field, and I know that it can be really, really cold there. If given the choice, the deeper you guys go, does your program like a cold game or a mild weather game?
I don't know if it really matters for us, to be honest with you. Like, we're going to play who we need to play, and whatever date or day it's set. Like, we're not afraid to play in the cold, and obviously mild is fun to play in too. So, yeah, I think our kids are just built for anything.
They're built for anything more than me. I know that when I'm watching a game on.
I think it was a Pueblo West semifinal game a couple years ago that was just freezing, or was that the Loveland semifinal game?
That might have been Broomfield 2 years ago.
Broomfield,
talking about
yeah.
snow on the field.
Yeah.
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 Good
Okay.
stuff.
That was
That's
cool.
old school football. We love that.
All right, and we're going to get you on record before we go here. Who's your pick to win the 4A title?
Pick to win the 4A title is the team that's holding the trophy at the end of it.
Oh,
So,
come on.
yeah.
Come on. I thought you'd have a little fun with
He
us.
can't go there.
If you were forced to pick, I think you would pick your undefeated Palmer Ridge Bears. That's just me. But, Coach, thanks so much for coming down. Do you have any guys that are down here? Or are they chickened out? Not scared, but
I think we're
they've had their fill.
Yeah.
That's fine. They need to save it for game day.
Only on game
Superstition.
days.
Right.
That's right. Coach, thanks for coming down.
Awesome. Yeah.
Appreciate
you
it.
guys.
Good luck on your
Thank you.
playoff run, and we'll probably see you soon. We'll probably see you sooner than later.
Sounds good.
So that's head coach Zach Carlton of the Palmer Ridge Bears. They are an undefeated number 3 seed in the 4A bracket. That puts them on the opposite side of Dakota Ridge, a potential semifinal showdown with Montrose, which would be a fun one.
The bracket is loaded.
I know. Here,
It's such a tough
good
bracket.
news. Good news. You're on the opposite side of the bracket as Dakota Ridge. Bad news. You're on the same side as Montrose.
Yeah. I mean, it's just there's a lot of teams, and not just the first 4 seeds. I mean, it's just loaded throughout.
That's right. So we're gonna take another quick break. When we come back, we're gonna draw a winner since his kids are at home and they're superstitious and they don't want to eat the chicken tonight. We're gonna give away 2 prize packs to some TCA Titans. So
fair enough.
Those guys will get 2 pairs of tickets we'll give away 2 pairs of tickets for the 2A games. Colorado Prep swag bag. We'll be right back. The Road to State, presented by Raising Cane's. We'll be back after this.
A little more slack.
Whoever said work smarter, not harder, didn't realize you could do both.
When I go to court, these aren't my clients, these are my friends. These are people that I believe in. And they have one shot, just one shot for justice. If they've come to me and we've gotten to trial, their life has been turned upside down in some awful way. And I am their only hope. I need to be their champion, to quote Prince Oberyn from Game of Thrones. They need someone in this trial by combat that can fight for them. I'm all they have. So if I haven't put the time in, if I haven't trained, if I haven't humbly looked in the mirror and thought about ways I can be better, and I don't present my best self in court, then I failed them. And that's what motivates me as a trial lawyer, because when this is over, that client goes home. And if I haven't done my best for him, I haven't been his champion, then I've failed.
Raising Cane's invites you to grab life by the chicken fingers. So get out there. Be you. Do you. Embrace whatever makes you, you. All while enjoying Raising Cane's hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and that secret recipe cane sauce that makes everything that much better. So go on. Savor the day.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
This is Tim Anderson of Gordon Insurance, and we are proud to support all of our area athletes. With offices in Lyman, Callahan, Flagler, Sterling, and Kit Carson, we offer all types of insurance, including home, auto, commercial, farm, crop, life, bonds, and workman's compensation. We are independent and thus can offer you multiple choices of companies, not just one. Call or visit the office near you, and one of our agents can take care of you. See all of our contact information by going to www.gordonins.com or call me at 719-740-1361.
Welcome back into the Road to State, presented by Raising Cane's. I'm the editor-in-chief of Colorado Preps, Dan Mohrmann. to my right is the editor-in-chief of Mile High Sports Magazine, Doug Ottewill. And we've got Jesse Mahaffey. Did I say that right?
Yes.
All right, with Raising Cane's, proud sponsor of this program that we're trying to do to promote high school kids and the state football championships. We can't thank you guys enough for everything that you're doing. I hope you're happy with the setup and the kids that came down.
Knocked it out of the park. Thank you.
That's what we like to hear. So now, and you guys have set a high bar too. So when we go to Highlands Ranch next week, we've got to make sure to tell them,
That's right. Game on.
I'll give them a heads up.
Yeah.
I think they're setting us up outside. So depending on the weather, you might have a leg up already.
Okay. Sounds good.
What is it about what you guys do as a company in supporting high schools that makes Raising Cane's such a great partner for this program and really such a great restaurant to be associated with if you're high school athletics?
Yeah, ever since Todd Graves started the company, he's always given back to the community and really big on partnering up in the community. So we do fundraisers with high schools. We have partnerships with Palmer Ridge. And actually, I think if you eat their chicken, you're going to win the football game because I think they're undefeated so far.
We talked about that. Yeah, sure.
So just partnering up with the local high schools, TCA. I think we're partners with every single high school in Colorado Springs just about, and we do everything. So if a team ever needs to raise some money and drive some additional funds, we can do a fundraiser. We feed the football teams. We donate jugs of lemonade, and we can even come out on site at your game and bring our prize wheel and all the fun cane swag.
That's a bold endeavor. I just was watching some of these kids eat.
Oh,
I mean, you guys got to staff up.
They put us to work.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it's been I can't go around. I can't tell you how many high school sporting events I go to on an annual basis, and I can't go into a gym or onto a field or anything where there isn't Raising Cane's featured in one way or another.
Yeah.
I know a quick shout out to a friend of mine, Brian Vecchio, the athletic director down at Sierra. I know he did his 90-second walk with a stallion. He started that program, and it was sponsored by Raising Cane's. And so it's just one of those things where we love seeing what you guys do for high school kids.
Yeah, and we appreciate you coming out, and we love to give back to the community. So anytime we can help, definitely.
It's pretty obvious that they're not a stranger to this place either. They know exactly where they're going. And,
I think I recognize a couple of them too.
Exactly.
Well, what we had a trivia question for the TCA kids going into break, a chance to win a Colorado Preps gift bag, which includes 2 tickets to the state championship game. We're going to give 2 away to 2 TCA kids. So the question was, there are two alums for TCA that kick in the NFL, Anders and Daniel Carlson. Mm-hmm. The question was, which one has kicked a longer field goal in their NFL career? So I want you to draw one. We'll read off a name. We'll see if it's right. And then
I'm reading it.
So we've got, is it Wilson Grother? Grothy. Daniel with a 57-yard kick. That is incorrect.
Oh.
So we've got another Daniel Carlson, 57-yard kick.
And
that is wrong.
I hope you're right. I mean,
I'm actually double checking. Well, we looked it up after we said don't look it up. Okay, so you know that you're wrong now. All right, so that is incorrect. Did we go with a program sweep of the Daniel Carlson answer? We have Daniel Carlson for 58 yards. Now the yardage is right, so that may be an all wrong tiebreaker. But so we'll keep that one aside. Nope, Daniel Carlson. No.
Did he tell you guys not to cheat? You should have cheated.
We have a clean sweep of you guys thinking that Daniel Carlson is the winner. Anders has a 58-yard kick. Daniel's is 57. He does have a 57-yard kick, but I'm going to pull this up right now. I love that we're doing this live.
No extra cane sauce for them.
I sure hope Anders doesn't discontinue his donations.
2024 against the New York Jets, Anders Carlson kicked a 58-yard field goal. He actually has 2 58-yard field goals. So, or he was playing for the Jets. That might be what it is. But he does have 2 58-yard field goals. So now we're either forcing Shane Cooper. We're going to give you one of the gift bags because at least you got the yardage right. So congratulations. It's one of those behind the gray backpack, one of those gift bags right there. Yeah, just grab one. So now I got to think of another quick trivia question off the top of my head. The previous state championship game that TCA played in before last year. Okay, if you guys can remember that. Huh? To rifle? Grab the bag.
You didn't even get to ask the question. They just
I
know
mean,
their
it was
trivia.
going to be who ended up winning that game. It was rifle. That was the COVID year. That was the season C. Here's a better. What classification were you guys playing in? Okay, there's probably a banner hanging in your gym that says 3A state champions, right? Or 3A runner up. There's at least a runner up trophy somewhere in the school. I do know that. So anyway, so Jesse, as you look at these kids, they start their playoff journey on Saturday against Florence. They welcome Florence into town. They are also an undefeated team when eating at Raising Cane's this year, when eating at this Raising Cane's. How much food do you think these guys are going to eat prior to game time on?
We're going to need to go to the farm and pick up some extra chickens, I think, because that protein is packing in on those muscles. They're ready to go. So,
or do you host the after party?
I think so.
It's a day game.
How about I'll throw this out there. If they win, we'll feed the whole team.
Look at that.
Deal? Okay. Perfect.
I hope your bean counters aren't watching.
Yeah. Robert, is that okay? Yeah.
Well, how about that, guys? We got some free chicken if you go out and you beat Florence and you advance to the 2A quarterfinals. So
double incentive.
TCA, you guys that won, make sure you sit around so I can get some information for you for game tickets. And we'll get there. We'll get that rolling. But we're about out of time. We told Raising Cane's we would be about 45 minutes, and we're running close to an hour. So hopefully we haven't disrupted things too much. But Dougie, across the state, as all playoff games begin this week, what are we looking at in terms of games you're excited to watch?
We talked about that 4A bracket a few minutes ago, and I look at that, and aside from it just being loaded top to bottom, I'm really looking at Riverdale Ridge. It's an undefeated team that wound up being a 10 seed. And I'm not sure how that happens other than the math within the index. And that's okay. But I can't wait to watch them play Thomas Jefferson because they have a chip on their shoulder. And there's nothing scarier than a team coming in that's good already that has a chip on its shoulder. So I think that's the one I'm going to be watching. The other one, and I talked about it yesterday on the show, Kalichi, number 7 versus number 10 in 6-man. Another team that I think could make some noise that's also maybe a little bit devalued in terms of their seed. Hey, they could surprise some people. And I think they could, swing by Canes and maybe have a little chicken and get some upsets going.
Well, I had my answer written down before you offered free chicken, but I am curious to watch TCA and Florence mainly because I want to see what if Florence can sustain that rushing attack. That's going to be the only way you beat those guys. You keep their offense off the field and you prevent them from scoring. The other one I want to keep an eye on, Dougie, this is a team that you and I have talked about a lot this year. I want to know what Columbine's going to do against Fruita Monument because if they win, they get into that second round against Ralston Valley.
Which was a close game earlier.
And could you imagine if Andy Lowry and his Columbine Rebels get hot and they find a way to upset Ralston Valley and make their way into the quarterfinals?
I can imagine it because he's done it time and time again. So they're a team that probably nobody wants to face if they get hot and keep advancing.
So we're looking forward to this program. We'll be live at a Raising Cane's every Tuesday from now through the state football championships. Jesse, thank you so much. Thank you guys. Your hospitality was great.
And thanks for dinner.
Absolutely.
This is going to be my Raising Cane's of choice in Colorado Springs. I live closer to downtown, but the drive up to Academy is not tough. So
glad to have you. Thank you for having us.
Awesome. Thanks so much to TCA. You guys are awesome coming down and hanging out with us. We greatly appreciate it. Next week, we'll be reacting to the first round games that are being played this week, and then previewing the 3A bracket, which will be released on Sunday. We will be at 1108 Corporal Max Donahue Lane in Highlands Ranch. So Thunder Ridge, Mountain Vista, Valor Christian, guys, it's your turn to come down, have some fun with us, have some chicken. It's going to be a great night. For Doug Ottewill, the editor-in-chief of Mile High Sports Magazine, our wizard behind the scenes, and Danny Bailey, the boss man, Nate Lundy, and for Raising Cane's, you guys were awesome. Thank you so much. I'm Dan Mohrmann, and we are on the road to state.